And welcome back to the channel, everybody. First dev interview of 2024. So excited to get back into interviewing any developers about their games and talking about their experience and their history and their game, obviously, because that's what we do on the Basic Fun channel, talking about video games and indie games in particular. And I got for me a special guest by the name of Joe talking about his game called Floramancer Seeds and Spells. We've all heard of necromancers. We all know what necromancers do. But what if you were a Floramancer using the powers of plants to defeat robots? And so we're going to get into that, talk about his history, talk about his game, and just have a nice little chat. Joe, welcome to the channel.
Hey, happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me. Excited to talk about this. Thank you for allowing me to do this, because I reached out a while back and then we had to reschedule because of sickness and all that. But thank you for wanting to do that. So I'm always like floored when devs respond back to me when I'm like, hey, I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. I'm actually nearing 200 right now, but it's cool when people message me. I was like, yeah, I'll give you a nice chat. So yeah, appreciate you coming down. So how you doing?
Absolutely, no problem. I'm doing great.
Yeah, how's things going in your world? Everything going? I'm sure you've seen a lot of momentum with your game recently.
Oh, sorry, you lagged a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen some momentum with your game. I've been seeing that on the socials, getting that pushed out a little bit. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. So let's just start from the very beginning. How did you get into video games to go from I'm not making a video game to making video games? What's your history? Where did that come from? Where did the inspiration to start making games come from?
The inspiration to start making games from, I've always been interested in it. I like doing creative stuff, but not a lot of like computer based or math. I was a musician first.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always, thought about making games, as I imagine everybody does. or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I always think about what would a cool game be. And then I learned that a buddy of mine from high school had made one in college.
Okay.
It was like a infinite scroller where you kind of, you just like that dinosaur game when you don't have any internet, Google browser.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it was just that, but it was enough for me to be like, oh, I guess you can just make games. Yeah. And then I asked him, and he told me what Unity was, and I downloaded it and got started. Got a little obsessed with it.
Did you have any prior like coding experience or like that, or did you start from zero?
No, I took one like lesson, one class. We had to make like a website or something, and I actually hated it. I really didn't like coding at all at first. And it was just that, but it was just, the obstacle between, me making games and me not making games was learning how to code. So I dove into it, and then eventually picked up the passion for it.
Nice. That's awesome. You said you were a musician. I'm also a musician. What's your main instrument?
Nice. Guitar is my main instrument.
Nice. I'm bass, so that's good. That's good. Make a good team. Yeah. Are you more like acoustic or electric?
I'm more acoustic, at least these days.
Okay.
Because of the time frame of actually plugging in an amp and playing.
Nice.
I just like picking it up and getting at it.
That's awesome.
I'm playing way less these days with Floramancer coming up.
Yeah, for sure. I can imagine. I'm sure you got a lot of time on your hands. Did you make any games prior to Floramancer? Did you push anything out there?
Yeah, I made a mobile game called Atomic Nonsense.
What's it called?
It's called Atomic Nonsense.
Atomic Nonsense. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's become a meme a little bit that when people start making video games, they make like a Geometry Wars clone.
Oh, okay.
Just because you can kind of see how it works.
Right.
Little twin stick thing.
Just shapes.
So yeah. You also don't need art. You just plug in shapes to it.
Yeah, that's good.
So I made myself one of those.
Okay. Is it still available?
Yeah, I haven't looked at a bit, actually. I should check, but yeah, it should be available on iOS and
Nice.
technically Google Play Store also, but I have never tested that version
Okay. Well,
because I don't have an Android.
I'll have to download that, and I'm sure those who are watching are going to see footage of that on the screen.
Nice,
So,
that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
Atomic Nonsense, awesome. And did you do any other mobile games after that?
No, mobile is very hard for not actually making the game, but getting it on the App Store
Oh,
took
is it?
a lot of effort on my part, and I had to get a buddy to help because as far as I can tell, you can't do it without owning a Mac. So I had to get a buddy
Oh,
with a Mac to help me push it through the final steps there.
oh, because Apple's so like proprietary with their stuff. You have
Yeah,
to, yeah.
they keep it locked down.
Oh man.
But I we got it done. We
Okay.
got the game out.
Did you see any success with Atomic Nonsense?
I mean, I did because it's the first game I've released. It's like a full on video game. Everything else had been, me not even building it out, just making it in the Unity
Yeah.
editor and showing it to my friends.
Yeah.
So I saw success in that, but it was a free game. I didn't make any money off of it, but
Mhm.
got
Hey,
players, got some feedback, got my first game done. I call that a relative success.
I mean going from no game to a game, like and
Yeah,
everything in
sure.
between, I think that is a success. I mean, you've done more than most gamers. I was actually listening to a podcast about that. I was listening to the Indie Diarist podcast, and same deal where they was like, I've done more than most gamers. Like everybody wants to make a game, but not everybody has actually done the work to make a game. So like I think a lot of people who create content and I've thought of making like I've had ideas for making games, but I've never had the time to sit down because I know how
Mm.
difficult it can be. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So yeah,
It gets
there
a
is
while.
already massive success when you go from zero to finished and then you actually put the product out there for people to
I
play and
appreciate
see.
that. That's very
Yeah.
nice.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So you made Atomic Nonsense, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? What about Floramancer? What about yeah? So where did that idea come from?
um, the idea for Floramancer came from my fiance actually. We had just played, I think it was Moonlighter, and
Oh, I
then she
love
said,
Moonlighter. Yeah.
Moonlighter's very good. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. I actually just
Um,
re-download that so I could play it again. It's so much fun.
yeah. And then she said, what if there was a game where you can grow spells? And after playing Moonlighter, the whole idea of like the cycle,
Mm-hmm.
you do some growing and take care of your plants and then go out and fight and then you grow and then you fight. Um, so I could see the whole game in my head like that.
Yeah, that's
A
great.
cycle style game where you grow, get a little stronger every time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like, Moonlighter is a fantastic game to pull from. Man,
Yeah, I'm a
we
huge
need more
fan.
games like that.
Yeah.
I've tried to do a lot of like cozy farm sims. In fact, I tried to play Stardew Valley recently. I was like, I don't think I can do it. And I know that Stardew Valley is like the one of the gold standards of the cozy farm sim. And I'm like, man,
Mm,
I just need more. I need more to do. So I think
yeah.
Moonlighter is a good example of, hey, you have your management, you have your simulation, your farm sim over there, but you also get to fight.
Yeah.
So I think for me that's what I need. I need not just management. I need to fight something in order to satisfy my management. So yeah, I that's a good inspiration to draw from. Did you have any other inspirations for Floormancer besides Moonlighter?
Performance. Let me think. Well, it's also, just controls wise, it's also a twin stick shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like still a little bit of Geometry Wars snuck in
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Uh, from having made a Geometry Wars clone beforehand, I already had. I don't. I mean, I rewrote all the code, but I had the idea of how the code
Yeah.
goes
Yeah, that makes
going
sense.
into it. So I think Geometry Wars stuck in there a little bit too.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can see that. I haven't played much Geometry Wars, but now that you're saying that, I can kind of see what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm Jeff Keighley. I'm a high powered exec at a publisher, and you just happen to meet me in an elevator randomly because that's how life works. Give me your elevator pitch for Floramancer.
I would say it's a cozy game with more action than you typically find, and a action game with more positivity than you typically find. It's got a little bit of a Stardew and a little bit of Enter the Gungeon, um, and I think it's something special.
Nice. Yeah, and you're right. Definitely a positive message, which from the moment that you boot up the demo of it is the planet is being ravaged by robots. Are they? I've are they aliens or are they just robots?
No, they're just robots.
They're just
We
robots.
we just finally like nailed down the whole lore behind everything because I didn't want any of it to affect the gameplay.
Okay.
I wanted the gameplay to guide everything else. So
Gotcha.
some of
Yeah.
the robots were always the made by humans, but we just had to finalize everything now that the game is finished and say like, okay, this is exactly how everything happened.
Gotcha. Yeah, the most dangerous animal of them all, man. Creating the robots to destroy the planet, man. How on the nose is that? That's not the real world at all. That doesn't happen. Not at all. It's funny because
Fictional, fictional.
I was just playing a game recently on the channel called Gods Against Machines, and it kind of has the same premise, but the
Okay.
robots are aliens, and you're
Oh,
playing gods that are helping out Mother Gaia, like literally Mother Earth. So
interesting.
there's quite a few
Sounds pretty
games
good.
out there recently I've discovered that have a very heavy environmentalist message. Yours,
Hell yeah.
another friend of the channel, Dryden Thomas with Lighthoof, that has an environmentalist
Ooh.
message. Another friend of the channel, Jerome or Kobe the Tree Spirit, has an environmentalist message. There's another game that just like got funded with less than 24 hours. A game called Spilled, made
Mm.
by one person. So yeah, there's a lot of games that I've seen recently that I'm sure they've just been out there, but I think only I'm just now finding out that hey, a lot of people are making games to talk about the environment. So
Nice.
yeah,
Maybe we should
that,
bundle them up.
honestly, you
Make a
probably
bundle.
should. I think you should. We
Yeah.
should like a big old like I guess climate change bundle on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
People would like that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so that's your take on it. You are a Flora Mancer. So I mean, like I said at the beginning, I mean necromancers raise the dead, but you are raising flowers to defeat robots planted by humans. So that's pretty cool. Does the Floramancer have a name?
No, he's just the Floramancer throughout the
You
whole game.
okay? And are you the only Floramancer?
Um, you are the last.
Oh yeah,
You are the
okay.
last.
Oh man, you're getting to the lore, the last
You-
Floramancer. So
You're the
there were
last one. Uh-huh.
okay, cool. And as you're going through the game, will there be more that you'll discover about the lore and yourself?
Yes, you will. The lore. It's not the deepest in any game, but you will discover where you came from and why
Okay.
you're there and who brought you into existence.
Yeah, because I know from the very beginning there's a tree that you talk to,
Mm-hmm.
and basically that gives you your task of you're the last Floramancer. Help save the planet and be
Mm-hmm.
gone. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. And I guess just keeping on this whole lore train, and that you are going through every single part of the planet, right? Remember,
Mm-hmm.
there's multiple areas that you go to. There's a forest area, there's oceans. Can kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. For the most part, I went with the classic biomes you'd find in other games. There's a winter one. There's dead forest. There's a cave area. There's kind of a volcano-y spot. I thought, why change the classics?
Yeah.
Um, but it's unique in the way that you can not edit, but you can impact the environment in ways you can't always do it in other games. You can turn the water into ice and run on top of it, or any
Yep.
um, dead tree or rock you find in the game you can destroy to make new paths.
Yep.
Um, and your flowers prefer to be planted like ice and water prefer to be planted on the banks of water, and fire and earth prefer to be planted next to fire. So it's got a little more interactivity than the regular um, video game biomes, but the themes are pretty typical.
That's great. Yeah. So let's get it. Let's talk about that part of the seeds and the planting, the Stardew aspect of this
Yeah.
game. So you have multiple types of seeds. You already mentioned them. You said fire, water, ice, and I think I saw there's earth,
Mhm.
healing, and there's several others. Am I Oh, air.
Yeah.
There's air,
There's
right?
a few more. There's air, light, lightning,
Oh,
bomb,
lightning.
shield.
What? Missed that.
Yeah, lightning is pretty. You have to get pretty deep in the game to see it, but it's just kind of a screen wipe.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like in Geometry Wars, there's a right trigger move that kind of just like goes out from the player and just destroys everything nearby. That's pretty much
Oh,
what the
there you go.
lightning is, but it's so powerful. I had to make it pretty rare. It'd be hard to
Yeah.
find in the. I think there's one in the demo
Okay.
in a
Yeah.
spot that's pretty hard to find.
Okay. Yeah. I had not find that yet, but I will find that now. Now I gotta
Yeah,
find it.
appreciate it.
Yeah. So you'll find these seeds, and then you get to take them back, and
Mhm.
you plant them, and you watch them grow, and you touched on this already, but there's synergy that happens between each seeds. I think once you'll see hearts next to each seed, and that increases the like how fast they grow, right?
Yeah, there's an initial bonus if you plant it next to in an environment that element likes, and then it also will grow faster over time if it remains in an element in a environment that it likes.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you can also use the spells that you get from the seeds to help grow. Like,
Yep.
it's pretty obvious. Water will affect how
Yeah.
certain things grow. Fire will affect how certain things grow. Yeah, so that's pretty
Mhm.
cool. I appreciate that, and I like you definitely have the twin sticks part of it. It works great on controls, by the way. I know you can play this mouse and keyboard, but also on controller. So
Hey,
it does.
thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it plays well. What ran fine for me, so I didn't run into
it.
to any issues. Yeah, so
Yeah, nice.
um, yeah, so they grow pretty big too, and when so the Stardew aspect, you are going back to your home base, you're growing, but I think what's also cool that you can do is you can just grow things just while you're out. Like you'll find
Mhm.
seeds, you grow them just in a particular spot if we're running low on seeds because you will run out of spell mana, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I tried to make it so that players who were more adventurous, who wanted to stay out than returning home, could continue their run longer, can use their flowers out there than returning home every time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's cool that you also have just a like literally return to home button. You just
Yeah,
hold I think it's
thanks.
like the
I'm glad
B
you like
button,
that.
and yeah, that's great. I do appreciate that cuz you go like I went pretty far out in the demo.
Yeah,
I'm like
it
and
would be
I'm
a
running out
long
of
time.
all of my spells. Is like I used fire a lot. I love the fire spell. I thought it was
Nice.
great because there was a lot of trees that I wanted to clear,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, well, I don't have any fire spells, and there's not a whole lot of fire seeds around here, so I guess I gotta go back. So I love the dedicated go straight to home button as opposed to walking all the way back because I think there are also certain parts where because I got directionally challenged, I was like, where did I come from? Where am I at? So
I
like,
gotcha.
yeah, I do like the dedicated button. What I also appreciate is you do get these giant seeds that give you just permanent stat upgrades, right?
Yeah, yeah. The star seeds.
Oh, star seeds. Okay, star seeds.
Um.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get them, and you pick one of three permanent um upgrades, and then those are scattered. I hand placed all of those, so there's a set
Oh
amount
man.
on the map.
Oh, interesting.
I
So
was just debating whether to make the Steam achievement to collect all of them
I think you
because
should. Yeah.
You think I should? I mean, that
Oh
would
yeah,
be a
for
huge.
sure.
That'd be a big task, but also I thought about not doing it because it would be a real huge task to get them. But also, if someone did get them and didn't get a Steam reward, then I'd be pretty disappointed. So I was trying
Exactly.
to debate whether I should.
You gotta cater to the completionists out
To the
there.
completionist. All right,
Yeah.
I'll do that then.
Not the completionists, because drama, but that's but the completionist mindset. So I think it's definitely one of those like only like 2.5% of people completed this achievement. But
Oh yeah.
I think it's a cool. It would be a good achievement to have. It's because it gives people a sense of, hey, there was a reason why I did this. So I think that's a really good idea.
Okay, cool. I get that done. I might make it one less. There's 26 in the game. I make it 25 because I've hidden one in kind of an unfair place. There's
Oh, really?
I'll give your listeners a hint. There's one in a tree. You have to destroy the tree to get it, and I don't think people will want to wander around and kill every tree to go find it.
There you go. Secrets revealed. So you heard an exclusive. You heard it here first. That if you want to get all the starsies, you got to find one in the tree. So there you go. That's
there's
it.
one that I was thinking might be way too hard in its current location, but maybe if I give some hints.
That's great. Where did you come up with the design of the Floramancer? What was the inspiration behind that?
I was trying to make a mix between, it's the concept is usually cute if you're making a plant-based game, but it was also had an action game, so I wanted to make it something like both cute and cool. I was thinking like the PlayStation 2 era, like Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank is like
Oh
cool,
yeah.
but he's also a little bit cute. So it's bouncing those ideas and like 100 images I use as reference to them. And just going back and forth on iterations, we landed on what the Floormancer looks like now.
Nice. You say we. Are you? I guess I meant to ask. Are you a solo dev or do you have like a
Oh,
team that helps you?
yeah, well, I do all the like programming and design, but there are two artists that I work with doing the art for the game. I'm a terrible artist. I'm barely in it at all. But I'll just uh, ask them to make certain things I have an idea for, and they're super good. They're exceptional artists. They did a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most to me probably a super challenging part of designing a game is the art part.
Oh yeah,
Cuz like
yeah, they're very good.
programming, coding, audio is like, yeah, that's that, you can learn that, but drawing, I myself I'm a terrible drawer. I do not know
Yeah,
how
I'm
to
really
draw.
bad.
Like I have my kid, like I have a almost 5-year-old and they're better than me at drawing right now. So I'm like, nope, I'm not I'm not up to there. And my wife is an incredible artist. So I'm like,
Nice.
yeah, I know where my strengths are. It's not in drawing. So
Yeah.
if I ever made a game, I would definitely need to have someone create the art for me. So yeah,
Yeah, every once in a while I think like, okay, do I really need to bother an artist for this icon or something? And then about an hour later I'll be like, yeah, I do. I'm not getting this done correctly.
If only you had said yes before, you could have saved you some time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, all right, I can't do this. Call my art friend. Cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I do like the
It's tough.
Floormancer's face. It's kind of like almost like a void, right?
Yeah, it's like in pixel art. I mean, you can kind of imagine it however you want to, but it's a
Oh
little
yeah,
like crystally orb kind of thing.
nice. I enjoy that. I also enjoy the music. So going back to your musician thing. Did you create the music for it?
I did. Yeah.
Nice. Is
It was really
that
fun.
was all you?
There's a little section with like violins that comes in at the end.
Uh-huh.
It's about a 10-minute track, and then the like last minute, the 11th minute is somebody else who volunteered to do a bit of it.
Oh,
I
sweet.
do wish I had their name ready. I'm gonna try to real fast find their name, give them a shout out.
I can stall for time because yeah, it's a cool track. It has the cozy bits. But I think if I remember, because I played a bunch of it, the music kind of ramps up when you get into the action sections, right?
Oh yeah, So I made it's basically 2 songs. One of them
Mm-hmm.
is um, using like an acoustic guitar and kind of like flutes and acoustic drums, and then I've made basically like a version or a remix of that using um, electronic drums and synthesizers and an electric guitar.
Okay.
But they're both playing in the same key with relatively the same melodies. And then, depending on how many enemies are on screen at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn one of the tracks down and the other track up.
Nice.
And so it's kind of just bouncing between 2 songs that should go into each other smoothly. At least that was the goal.
I think it did. I'm pretty. I don't remember it being super jarring. I mean, I
That'd
think
be great.
I'm pretty sure like with most action games, you have your hey everything's calm, and then you have your combat music that happens, and then you go right back to the not combat music. So I think, yeah, I don't remember me being like, oh, that's crazy. I don't know why I would do that. So yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
no,
If it's
if
invisible, then
eh,
it's working correct.
yeah,
Uh,
if I don't remember anything specific about that, that means you did a good job. So
yeah. I found the artist's name who did the violin section.
there you go.
His name is Zach Fitzgerald.
Okay, shout out
It's
to Zach Fitzgerald.
Zach Fitzgerald composer on Instagram. Yeah, he was
Nice.
cool. He was a very cool
Okay.
guy.
Shout out to Zach. Cool. Are there any other tracks that we'll hear throughout the game, or is it kind of just loop between these couple of tracks?
The final scene in the game is the only thing with its own track,
Okay.
and it's kind of just a cinematic. Like I wouldn't even call it a whole song. It's just the background to what happens at the end of the
Nice.
game. So
Okay.
besides that, it's kind of just 2 10-minute songs weaving in and out of each other.
Nice.
For
Are there
most of the game.
bosses?
Yeah, there's 4 bosses altogether.
Okay. Oh, it makes sense because it relates to the four areas.
Yep. There's 3. They're called like generators is what they call them in game. We'll like
Mm.
uh well they're bosses, but they're similar to each other, and then that opens the door to the final area where the final boss is.
Is it a person?
No, it is not.
Oh no.
Sorry. The final boss.
Huh?
Um, no, it's not a human.
Okay. You don't have to say what it is, but
I'm
I just
extremely
that'd be really
tempted to say
funny.
what it is, though.
Yeah. No, don't
Um,
spoil it. Let people find out
don't
for
spoil it.
themselves. No, don't spoil it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got
I
it.
just think it would be really funny to just show up and it's just a dude behind a computer screen
Whoa, that would be cool.
that is controlling that.
That's pretty cool. I could hide one little Easter egg.
Oh, snap. Game dev. There we go.
One human survived.
There you go. One human survived. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So what are some things you hope that people get from this game? What kind of experience are you hoping for people?
What kind of experience? Well, the thing I like about games is like um playing them, bringing people together. It is a
Mm-hmm.
single player game, but I do think it's a game you could play, with somebody over your shoulder, giving ideas for what spell to use or where, what to plan or to get excited about certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's always what I hope comes out of a game is just, just bring people together for a fun time. It's the game is about, you know, there is mentions at heavier topics like greed and climate change, but in the end, it's a game about that I hope leads to a lot of people having a fun time.
Yeah, that's good. That's always a good goal to have is that you want people to have fun playing your game, and then if they get the deeper minutia of everything, I think that's good as well. Because like you said, I mean, it's not really a hidden message. It's pretty obvious
Oh,
what
this game's not yet.
what the game is about. So there's
It's
no
not so
like
subtle, yeah.
there's no subtext. It's all text.
Very
But
true.
yeah, but I think it's good. And again, like I said before with games like yours and plenty others that helps brings awareness to, hey, the planet that we live on, we should take care of it, or at
Mhm.
least create beings with infinite potential to help save the planets. So
True, yeah.
yeah,
The message is go make a Floramancer.
go make a Floramancer. Okay, there we go. That's
That's
it.
what we
Go
must do.
go make a Floramancer. Cool. So when will we be expecting the full release of Floramancer Seeds and Spells?
Um, almost 1 month from now, on March 5th, the game's coming out.
Oh, excellent. March 5th.
March
That's
5th,
awesome.
pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, and we talked about this before I started recording, but Steam Next Fest, I guess this will be out during this current Steam Next Fest, but you already passed yours. But there is a demo available right now for people to play. So even if this isn't an official Steam Next Fest game, you can still play Floormancer right now.
There you go.
You can go to the Steam page right now, download it, and play it. Yeah, and yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time with it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So any other things on the horizon? Post Floormancer, are you doing any like
Um,
post game stuff? Any like DLC? Any like updates? Like
it's
in game content?
yeah. I plan on updating the game purely based on whatever feedback comes in initially.
Okay.
If somebody comes in with a real good idea for something, or people come in and say, this section was too easy, let's put some stuff in it or whatever. So I definitely plan on updating the game very often, um, after release based on feedback. And then I got something extremely early in the works with Dryden.
Oh. Oh, are
We're
we talking like cross cross-verse stuff?
Oh, maybe we could sneak that into this.
Are we
But
getting
no,
Lighthoof and Floormancer and vice versa? That would be great.
we could sneak little Easter eggs in there.
Dude.
Um, but yeah, we've schemed up a couple ideas.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also doing the I don't know if you've seen the Pass the Project um, thing that's
What is
going on Blackthorn Prod's YouTube. I've done a few of those. I'm very excited for them to come out.
what is this?
It's a YouTube series where one developer will just start on a game and then they'll pass it to another one, giving them absolutely no information on what they intended to do, or um, where they wanted to go next. And then the next developer will pass that on again. So it's like a chaotic game of telephone where they continue to develop a game blindly.
Oh, so like a blind game jam almost?
Yeah, like a blind game jam. You don't talk to your teammates at all. They just keep passing it forward and seeing,
Interesting.
and it always ends up extremely far from the first developer's intent.
How
Really
many
fun.
how many developers does this go through?
Well, they're different for each. I actually just usually they're like 5 to 10. But I did just do one. The first part of it came out. That's going to be 100 developers.
What?
Yeah, so
That's insane.
it's 100 developers. Then nobody has talked to each other. They just pass it forward. It's really exciting. I can't wait for the video to come out.
And then will the game be available to play?
Yeah, yeah. The other ones were. I assume this one was. It's going to be very chaotic after
That
100 people
that sounds
worked on it.
wild.
So I don't know where it's going to end up. I believe I was developer like maybe 26 or 27. So by 100, it's going to
Whoa.
be a very different game.
Okay, and give me the name again. Pass the
Oh,
project.
it's Past the Project, and it's all on Blackthorn Prod is the name of the YouTube channel.
Okay, Blackthorn Prod. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's fun.
That sounds awesome, but also like you said, incredibly chaotic. Cause wow.
Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, you end up with a game. I've never been the developer number one before, but I imagine it's got to be really weird to see something completely different than what you intended
Right.
at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Like developer 1 to 100 is like,
Yeah,
oh wow. It's not even close. Okay.
yeah.
Dude, that's fun. Cool.
Well,
So you got that going, got that stuff with Dryden. That's awesome. Well, any closing thoughts before we wrap it up here on
um,
Floormancer?
No, I think I'm okay. Thank you very much for having me on here. This is fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining for me. And like I said, Floramancer Season Spells is available right now to play as a demo. So go ahead and play it. Play it right now. I'm not even joking.
Right now. Do it now.
You watching. You play it right now. I want to send me a DM of you playing it. And thank you so much for Joe thank you so much, Joe, for coming by the channel, having a nice chat. Can't wait to see how people respond to this game and talk about it when we get the full release on March 5th. So again, check out Floramancer Season Spells. And where can people find you?
You can find me on I think all social medias. I don't know if I'm missing any. I post a lot on Twitter or X now.
I'll still call it Twitter. I don't care.
Twitter, you know what I call it? Threads. I kind of like Threads so far. TikTok, Instagram. If you just type in Floramancer or Floramancer game, you should be able to find me wherever.
There you go. And you have a Discord as well.
I do have a Discord.
Yeah.
That's on the Steam page. If you check that out,
That's right.
There's a link to the Discord on there.
And that's the best way people can get in touch with you?
The Discord, yep, that'd be great. On there, I'm Unity Homie is my username. You could message me directly. We could talk.
Unity Homie. There we go. Cool. Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for coming by the channel. Can't wait for people to check it out. And thank you at home for watching this video. Like I said, love doing dev interviews, and I'll be back for more. Thank you so much. Follow everything Floramancer Season Spells everywhere and all social medias. Let's get this wish listed because we know wish lists help immensely for developers. So give this man all of the wish list that he so rightfully deserves.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the next one. My name is Chike. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, all the things. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.